Robin's been with us a little over a year now, Rob?
Yeah.
January 2016.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
Almost 2 years.
My, how
This
time
is Jeff
flies
brought
when
me
you're
in.
getting fed vegetables.
Yeah. And so I think that anybody knows Robin, you know what she does, but she is going to present and just tell us down the finer details. And I know a lot of us have utilized her in her business. So, Robin, I'm just going to turn over to you, 10 minutes. Then we'll have a 5-minute Q&A.
I've got a timer
Your
going.
jar is blocking the screen.
Okay.
Oh. That would be a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so hello, I'm Robin Kelly, as you said, and I gave a presentation last spring on the Shred 10. So I guess like last night I was thinking, what am I going to say that is really going to interest people, that means something to them? And I just thought it's that time of year that the year is winding down, and you're kind of starting to think about the goals that you set in January, be it with your business, your personal, with your athletic endeavors, with whatever it might be, relationships, and how do we do on those goals? But there's really probably not a whole lot of people that sit down and think, oh, how was my health last year? Did I have too many colds? Was I kind of foggy or tired in the afternoon? And those are the kind of things that I'm going to talk about today. And it's one of those things. It's like you're like, gosh, what happened? Why are my joints hurting in the morning when I'm waking up? Is it my genetics? My mom, she was a diabetic, and our family has propensity to be, overweight, and so that's the reason. It's not my fault. And one of my favorite quotes is, genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. What does that mean? What does that mean? And so you've heard me say time and time again that you are what you eat. Is that true? I mean, how can that be? I mean, honestly, one of our most powerful tools to be able to improve our health, to take a jump start on it, is what? Does anybody know? What's the most powerful tool? Our mind. Our minds? How about our fork, too? Our fork, what we put in our body. We are what we eat. And I think you all have a pretty good idea of what it is that we kind of need to be doing and to have optimal health. But sometimes we're kind of lazy because we're set in our patterns. This is our pattern. Or, oh my gosh, I have a deadline. Like last night, I had a deadline to get this together, and I got to do that. And then there's, and tomorrow I'll be better. But you know what? Our future begins today. It begins today. And it's not just about you. It is about your well-being affects so much the people that you love and the people that you care about. It's not just about you. It's about those that you care about. And that's why you want to take interest in that. And that's kind of why I love what I do, because I work for this amazing company that, this amazing company that has a mission-driven, is to inspire healthy living around the world. And we now have a new tool in our box. It's a movement called the Healthy Living Revolution. And so I'll kind of introduce that to you in a quick manner. And so, there's many different things that are ingredients to healthy living. And you can talk to Jack, you can talk to Taylor, you can talk to Patty. There's all kinds of health professionals in this room that can help you out with this. But we only have time to talk about 3. And these are the 3 that kind of come to people's mind when they think about exercise. Oh yeah, I got to exercise. You're right, you do have to move. And move a little bit every day. And water. What is our best way of hydration? It's not our coffee, it's not our beer in the afternoon, it's not our iced tea, it is plain old water. And food, we'll get on to that one. But so exercise, what exercise, I get asked all the time, what is the best exercise for me to do?
Something.
Huh?
Something.
Something, anything that you will do, yes. And you know what? Walking, oh my gosh, don't take the elevator, don't take when I go to see Taylor, I walk up the 4 flights of stairs. I don't take that elevator or the escalator or whatever.
It's actually 2 flights.
Huh? It's 2 flights? Oh, okay. He's on the, okay, so like, I'm an engineer, I'm not really good at numbers.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what does walking do? Okay, I'm doing what Dan told me. Look at this, it's weight loss, it's healthier heart, tone muscles, relieves stress, improves immune system. And so, is walking such a bad thing? But that's just one of them. I mean, that's just like kind of starter that you're gonna get going on. But it's a good one. And functions of water. So why is water so good for us? It hydrates the brain. It oxygenates our blood and our lungs. I mean, we don't think about this. It prevents loss of calcium, reduces water retention, you know, when you get that bloating kind of thing. But if you as a person need to figure out how much water you're going to have. And they say, you know, give or take, you need half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Oh my gosh, shoot for 6 or 8 cups a day and you're good. Start off in the morning. I know I was, who was it? It was Kate that would talk to me that she does wake up in the morning. There's a big glass of water. You've gone all night long and you're dehydrated. Take that big glass of water before you get out of bed. It's a good start. 1 of your 8. And I think we've all heard of Hippocrates. And what is that, his very famous saying? That our food be our medicine and our medicine be our food. How does that work? I don't get it. How does that work? Well, here's just an example of somebody asked me on, well, I have these kidney stones all the time. I'm like, okay, so why do we have kidney stones? Let's look at our lifestyle. What are we eating? What are we doing? And do we need to have, and I can share these with you if you want, and do we need to take medication for these kidney stones or is it surgery? I mean, I know they're really painful. I've never had them. I just heard about them. But dandelion root, lemon juice. I mean, drink lots of water. Again, drink lots of water. It is so good for you. And, you know, inflammation is probably one of the root causes of any of our disease, our aches and our joints and our pains. Well, check this out. There's actually foods that fight inflammation. You've got the red cabbage, which you have in your salad in a jar that Steve got from my party the other day. And you've got, you know, blueberries, chia seeds, papayas. These are all things that you guys can do without taking the pills. And like I said, last spring I presented about the Shred 10. And we're now doing it nationwide once a month. Our Shred 10 started on Monday for October, so it started on the 9th. And we'll do it again in November, December, and we'll do this throughout. But what's so cool about it is the support you get. I put you on a personal Facebook page, and 4 times a day you get food, you get recipe ideas, food ideas. Recipe ideas, you get inspiration, you get, you know, just different things to get you motivated and asking comments like, okay, who was it that went without coffee this morning? Did you really need it? I mean, I surely could have used coffee this morning, the fact that I got to bed at 2 in the morning. So, but I didn't. I didn't need it. And I had my shake instead, which was kind of cool. And, but kind of the guidelines, oops, this is kind of small, so I might have to read this. But one of the most important guidelines is get more real food. Juice Plus, that's capsules. That fills in the gap between what you do eat and what you should eat. It's only a couple calories. It's not you need it, but what it does is it kind of, it helps you start wanting, if you fill your body with sugar, what are you going to crave? If you eat lots of sugary stuff.
More sugar.
More sugar. Well, if you get micronutrients of 30 of the most nutrient-dense fruits, vegetables, and berries, what do you think you're going to start craving?
Sugar.
Probably not. Okay, you just failed. Anyway, there will be a test after. Anyway, but you are going to crave more produce. My hairdresser was like, oh my gosh, Robin, I was sitting down, you know, in front of the TV, and I started wanting broccoli and cauliflower. Is that weird that I didn't want potato chips? I'm like, no. Anyway, and you're want to drink plenty of water. And you're fine. Yeah. But I wouldn't be doing my presentation without Dan. So
Where's that darn piece of broccoli?
I brought that to her shake after not sleeping all night, and I think it helped. But anyway, so you're going to do 2 shakes a day. And what's that doing is that's flooding you with the macronutrients with the shake, because you've got the ancient grains. And you guys, it's low glycemic load. So what you're talking about there is it's stabilizing your blood sugar. And when you have a stable blood sugar, you're not going to have the mood swings. You're not going to lose the energy, have the the slow kind of tiredness in the afternoon. And anyway, and then you're exercising most days. Once again, you can just be walking for exercise, but you might even be inspired to do some other things. And you're eliminating gluten and dairy and caffeine and alcohol. Yeah, only 10 days, you guys. It's only 10 days.
Fun.
What?
You're losing it.
I'm losing it. Okay, and processed foods, additional sugar, but you're not eating past 6 p.m. Okay, I give you 6:30 sometimes. But by not doing that, I've noticed a huge difference with that. It's like, I know there's some people that work at night, so you have to make those exceptions. There's sometimes when you're starting out, you are really hungry, and you can have a shake. And I won't use the word, where is he, Rob? It's pre-digested food, because it's not. It's food that your body does not need to really work out to digest it, okay? Anyway, so, how much time do I have?
We're into questions now.
Okay, we're into 5 minutes. I'm gonna take the 5 minutes. Okay, so you guys, there are tons of stories of different things that could happen. This one just really struck me, and you're not gonna be able to see it, so I'm gonna read it to you. In 2008, I was an RN, a single mom, Wonder Woman. I was overweight, constantly tired, aches, pains, colds, infections. That's normal, right? Then I got sick and was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I had no energy. I slept 6 to 20 hours a day, had nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, 5 to 15 times a day, abdominal pain, cramping, bloating, vomiting while I was sleeping, choking me. I was slowly losing my hair, my nails were brittle. Eating and drinking was challenging, painful, and I couldn't eat fruits and vegetables. I had fibromyalgia, had depression, asthma, allergies, RLS. In 2012, after Medicare, the price of one of my medications went up to $750. I couldn't afford it. So I decided to try what my friend had asked, and it was a produce food. And powdered produce, and I started drinking more water, decreasing dairy, and within a year, I noticed my hair and nails were growing, nausea and vomiting, bloating, cramping, all decreased. And I had energy, eliminating normally, and I was eating more fruits and vegetables. After my 12th hospitalization, I told my doctor I wanted to see if more of these powdered produces would do. He said, okay. And so she started tripling them, and she was doing 2 shakes a day, and decreased gluten and dairy more. 1 year later, she was diagnosed in remission. And now, in 2017, it's marked 2 years of remission. That's just one story, but that's an extreme. I don't think anybody here has that kind of an extreme. And sometimes, what does it take for us to have the motivation to make some of those change? Could it be a crisis? Could it be being hospitalized? I mean, it's never too late to make changes, but
to the point where I am now actually daily taking the capsules and, fully expect the results to kick in here directly.
Oh, good.
And if you were evangelizing about juggling chainsaws, I would get on board.
Well, if you have heard anything today that might inspire you, make it a point to meet with me or meet with me and Jim in Kata's gym, and we can all work out together. It's amazing what happens. It just takes motivation, and motivation then becomes a habit. And habits become just like, I love what Steve Sabo told me. He goes, you know what? He was, he tried the shred a couple times, but he goes, I'm just more mindful about what I eat. And is that important? Because, we don't want to be making that decision to make a change in our lifestyle when we're in emergency room. So, any questions?
If you want some excitement, come in the gym at 8 o'clock and watch Robin kicking and punching stuff out.
It's hard.
Unfortunately, we have used our question time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Fatu has one.
I just have a comment. We know it's important to make these changes, but sometimes we are so busy, it's really difficult to get to that point where we make changes. And honestly, last time with the salad party, with those jars in my car, I was supposed to stop in a place where I could just grab some food. I took that salad bar, the jar, and ate out of it. Since then, I'm like, now this is my point to change from rushing to McDonald's, which I never used to do, until I started Agile, to just doing this salad bar jar myself and put it in my car. So a point to start is really important. When do we stop to make the change?
And I could do a salad and jar party for all of TRP if you want. It'd be fun. Okay. Thank you so much.
Mine's a whole food, isn't it?